everyone. Today we are going to take a look at some lesser known ways to search on FamilySearch.org. So first thing we're going to do is come up here to the search tab and we're going to come down to catalog. Now I use catalog when I have exhausted my search through every hint that I've been able to find through all of the partner access programs, MyHeritage, Ancestry, those types of programs. When I am at my wit's end and I can't find anything else, I will start thinking about maybe FamilySearch has image sets that aren't indexed yet, or even cataloged maybe, and I will come to the FamilySearch catalog. So as you take a look at this, if you want to learn more about the catalog, you can click on the link right here. The catalog you can search by different ways in the catalog, by place, surnames, titles, author, subject, and keywords. Normally most people start with place, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm looking for records that might be in the catalog from Luzerne County, Pennsylvania. So I just start typing Luzerne, and United States, Pennsylvania, Luzerne comes up. You'll notice that in this search, you're starting with the largest area, the United States, then breaking it down, going largest to smallest. When we enter information in FamilySearch in our program, we go smallest to largest. So just remember that this one is backwards or opposite of what you're used to. We're going to go ahead and click on Luzerne and search. When the search results pop up, you will have a list on the right-hand side. You'll have some notes in the top, and you can read those. You can also print this list if you want to, catalog print list, and you can look and see, okay, maybe I can find my relative in any of these different records. Well, what I'm interested in today are vital records, and I'm going to click on the bottom one and see what they have. The tab opens up and they have birth records, registration records, and what I'm looking for is this register of deaths for 1893 to 1905. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And this is the page that comes up when you click on your link of interest. I am looking for two Williams, one that died in 1895, who was William Burinskus or Brunsky Jr., and William Burinskus or Brunsky Sr. that died in 1897. And so, as you can see, this register of deaths does fit the time period. You can go through and see the authors, the format, the language, publication, and physical, and then any notes that they have on this microfilm. And you can also view this catalog record in WorldCat to see if it's at other locations. I don't need to worry about that right now because as I come down here, I notice there's a camera icon over here, which means they are digitized. That means we have images, but they're not indexed yet. So I'm going to take a look at this volume 1, that's A to R. Well, B fits in there, and the time period fits, so I'm going to go ahead and click on the format. Okay, looks like we have 556 images if you look in the top hand corner, and I have thumbnails of this microfilm. First thing I always do when I take a look at this is go to the front title page and make sure that I am looking at what I think I'm looking at. And we're going to make that smaller. I'm looking at the Register of Deaths, volume number 1, A to H, and the years are correct. Okay, I want to go back to the thumbnail view, and this says begin. That tells them that that's where they started indexing, and I know I don't want to look through these first pages right here because I've already looked at them, but I know if I come down here, this is where the register starts. I'm going to make it a little bit smaller, and my next order of business is to figure out how they are organized, how these records are organized. And as I've looked through this, we're starting with A. So we're looking that we're going alphabetical, at least with the A's. Now I will tell you, I've looked through quite a few of these records, and I haven't been able to figure out what kind of organization comes after the first alphabetical. I see that we're alphabetical, and then I see that we come down with the A's, but they're not in order. They're not in an alphabetical order. Here's Andrew, here's Alice, here's Abraham. So this may be one of those records I find that I have to go page by page, and indeed that is what I find. But if I can find my relative in this record, I will be very happy. Because look, we've got name, we've got color, sex, age, married or single, place of birth, place of death, date of death, cause of death, duration of illness, place of interment, date of interment, occupation, name of parents, and date of record. If I could find that information for these two men, I would be thrilled beyond belief. So I know that the B's start on image 39. So in the left-hand corner, I'm going to go to 39. And this is where the B's start. And if you take a look, the first one in there is Burke, but it's Alice. So we're starting, so I'm looking that I'm going to have to go, it's looking like I'm going to have to go through page by page. And I do that. And you can go through the pages. You can either use the arrow in the left, on the left side of the page to go forward, or you can click through really fast, or you can go back to thumbnails and work through till you find the end. I know that the B started on image 39 and they end on image 80. So I can just put in 80 or whatever number you want. I will tell you, unfortunately, I didn't find anything for these two people in this record, but I did find a lot of people whose names that I have run across in other situations, in other records in this small town, mainly mining records. So that is how you can search the catalog. Unfortunately, this one didn't give me what I wanted, but sometimes that's the way it goes. So we're going to, I could also go, whoops, I could also go back to FamilySearch, come back over here, go to catalog again, and start with another place, or maybe a surname, or something else. If I went back to the place again, I could narrow it down even farther. If I went back to Luzerne, Pennsylvania, maybe I'd pick another record from all of these records. But unfortunately, it wasn't my lucky day. But I did learn, and this is what you'll learn, I did look at this record, and now I can check it off my list because I know where my relatives are not. Okay, so the next one I want to show you in search is books. This again is another lesser known feature, and this is the digital library for FamilySearch, and they are partnered with all of these different libraries. And so when you do a search, you can go to each one of these libraries if you'd like, or you can just start up here. But sometimes you know specifically what you want in a certain library, and you can go just straight there. I'm going to, just for the fun of it, I'm going to put in Pioche, Nevada. The reason for that is my mother spent some time in her childhood living there, and we just visited there, and I wanted to see if there was anything about Pioche. And the first thing that comes up is this book, Treasure in the Hills, Families of Pioche and Nearby Mines, Ranches, and Valleys. And I thought, that sounds interesting. Maybe I might find something about my mom's family. So I click on it. Tells me that there are 552 pages. And so I take a look and I think, I'm going to dive in. The access level is public, which means anybody can look at it. Some of them will say private or have other stipulations, and a lot of that is due to copyright, and a lot of times you can find those in other places too. So we're going to go ahead and click on view all 552 pages. So you actually get to see the book. So again, I want to see how it's organized. Has a few pictures at the beginning. And I know that it will come up at some point, but I know if I come down here in the bottom right-hand corner and I click on page 12, it will take me to the index. And, whoops, as I look through this, obviously I'm recording this when I know where I'm going. Right here at the top, I have a Donald M. and a Twyla G. Peck. And I know my mom has talked about her cousin, Twyla Jean, a lot. So it looks like they have something about her on page 383. So I'm going to go back down to the right-hand corner and I'm going to just type in 383. And we're going to hope it gets there. And it's not quite there because I forgot it's the images. And so we're going to just go really quick. A little slower than I thought. And whoops, one of those days we'll get there. Osborne, uh-oh. There we go. Okay, there's Donald M. and Twyla Jean Peck. And as I look through this, this is a short little tidbit about their family living there. And it's very interesting. A couple of things you can do. On the left-hand side, there's the toolbar. You can just show text. You can make it bigger or smaller. You can search in it. Here's the zoom in, zoom out. And you can also print or download this file if you wanted to. Then you could attach it to your FamilySearch program. So that's a way to use books. Play around with books. It's another great feature. The last one we're going to mention up here is Family Tree. And Family Tree it doesn't find new ancestors. What it does is it finds somebody that is in the tree already, in the shared trees. So that can help you look for an ancestor quickly. You can just put in first name, last name, and you know probably enough about the information of your ancestor that you will pick them out of the tree very easily. It can help you use it to find somebody, to help someone to find their ancestor in the shared trees. Or you can also see if someone of interest is in the tree. Maybe you're looking for a famous person or possibly somebody closer to home. Maybe the person that signed your ancestor's marriage certificate. You'd like to know if they're in the tree and maybe get to know them a little bit, information about them. So those are the additional things that you can learn from the different ways to search in FamilySearch.org. We've already talked about the Research Wiki. There is a different video training on using the Research Wiki and also one using records and genealogy. And last, please visit our homepage to find out more about our one-on-one help in library classes and library resources, and be sure to subscribe to our BYU Family History YouTube channel for more short family history videos and in-depth webinars. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.